Welcome to the very first online Scots Fiddle Festival. I'm Bruce MacGregor, presenter of BBC Radio Scotland's Travelling Folk and blazing fiddler for over 2 decades. And I'm going to guide you through this incredible journey that the Scots Fiddle Festival has taken us on. Of course, it's a real shame that we can't all be here together, but if there's one thing that we've learnt from 2020, it's that music can help us get through anything. So we're not lamenting anything tonight. Nope, this is a celebration of 25 years of the Scots Fiddle Festival with some unique archive footage panning this last quarter of a century. The recent revival in Scottish fiddle music is perhaps something not that obvious to all of us because, let's face it, we're right in the middle of it. But when we take a step back and reflect on where we are with our performers, our composers, and the general love and appreciation for fiddle music in Scotland, I think it's fair to say that we're in a golden period. Much like that of the late 18th and early 19th century, the Scots Fiddle Festival perfectly documents this great resurgence of the fiddle traditions in Scotland, but it also welcomes a renewed interest and passion in our regional and national identities. The musical voices of Shetland and Orkney are heard with those from Aberdeenshire and the West Highlands, and they're joined by our musical relatives from Sweden, from Ireland and America. The Scots Fiddle Festival has become a truly international gathering. So for the next 30 minutes, just sit back and revel in the delights of music from across the years and hear from those who have, if you'll pardon the pun, been instrumental in it all. And the first words are with the man who took the idea and ran with it, the inspirational Stan Reeves.
Hello, my name's Stan Reeves, and I've been involved in the Fiddle Festival really from the beginning. Well, before the beginning, I worked for the Adult Learning Project in Gorgio Rye for 30 odd years, and in 1990 we established, as part of our learning in the community, about the community, we started the traditional music courses, which became the Scots Music Group. And it was out of the Scots Music Group that the Fiddle Festival was born. But 2 years before it, in 1994, we collaborated and produced the educational input for a concert tour led by Folkworks called Fiddles on Fire. And in that tour there was fiddlers from England, Ireland, India, Appalachia, Sweden, France, and of course our very own Alistair Fraser. All of those people that appeared at that concert subsequently were booked to play in the Scots Fiddle Festival over the years. So that was a good collaboration, and out of that grew the idea that we should put on a concert and a whole weekend of performances which would celebrate and the heritage and tradition of the Scots fiddle in all its guises. So 2 years later, 1996, we established the first Scots Fiddle Festival, and the key elements of that festival have remained the same ever since. Being a highly participative education project, it made sense that the Fiddle Festival would also be participative. So the bedrock of the festival is the classes that are put on over the weekend and involve hundreds of fiddlers from all over Scotland and beyond. And these classes being led by the stars, if you like, of the Fiddle Festival, and then lots of active Scots local fiddle teachers. And then that leads into the concerts on the Friday night, which is generally tend to be more contemporary. Saturday night traditional with a youth element. And then, of course, all during the weekend, recitals, which highlight individual and local fiddle styles. So we've kept that format all the way through. And then the other element in it, of course, is the stramash at the end. And the Stramash at the end really is an opportunity for all the people in this great fiddle community that's been created to meet together and play a tune. And I remember the early days, that was always led by Alistair Fraser, who made a great commitment to the festival and brought his skill as a workshop leader as well as a great fiddle player to the event. So he would lead the Stramash and we'd be playing tunes, and then suddenly we would hear from downstairs all the young people that had been in the young people's classes, and they would march through the entire building, and then they would march up the stairs and into the ballroom, the huge ballroom with chandeliers all fully lit, and the whole company of the older fiddlers would join in with whatever tune the youngsters were playing. It was a joyful and uplifting and inspiring moment. And then on a number of occasions, quite spontaneously, the young children belonging to the fiddle players who had been looked after or had come from the Stramash would burst into the centre of the circle and dance spontaneously. It was quite a moving experience. But I do remember one particular occasion in the middle of the Stramash when the fire alarm went off, and you've got a couple of hundred fiddle players, and they had to leave the building. They couldn't take their cases. So Alistair Fraser said, right, let's play out the building. So he emptied the whole building and we marched down through the building and onto George Street. And it was snowing, as I remember. And the firemen arrived, huge numbers of them, because it was a major public building. And as they started to move in the building, the inspiration was that we would play that great old tune, "The Smiths Are Gallant Firemen." It was terrific. I don't know if the firemen got the joke, but it was a great moment, and seemed to me to embody the spirit of the event, which I'm absolutely delighted to say has carried on all these years, and I hope it'll carry on for another 25 years, and perhaps I'll see that. It's been a privilege and a joy to be involved with all the committee members and all the musicians down the years, and some inspiring and beautiful music. So let's keep it going. Thanks a lot. Bye.
The first years were truly incredible. As a young Highland fiddle player, I, like many others, went to Edinburgh to be inspired, to meet friends, and to meet and listen to heroes and legends. One of those heroes was Farquhar McRae, who appeared at the festival in 1997. When I'd been a kid playing in the fiddle competitions across the country, Farquhar had been an adjudicator, and I was absolutely thrilled to be able to meet him as an adult and find out more about his life and music. Then, when the great Shetland fiddler Trevor Hunter suggested the three of us pop down from the festival to his house for a dram and a tune, I was in my element. Now, Farquhar was a quiet man, few words, so getting him in this kind of situation was just a dream. We swapped tunes and I listened and learned from these two great masters. I was also introduced to what a Shetland dram is. Now, these are very different from the mainlands, tend to be about 5 times larger. And to cut a long story short, the three of us returned to the festival on a high, as it were. We headed to the main stage to watch Alistair Fraser in concert. And well, I don't know how to explain this, but the magic of the music and the Shetland drams moved me to go and join Alistair on stage. I hadn't been invited. I just kind of spirited my way up there. A sudden realisation hit me though. Perhaps the drams had given me a false sense of ability. They'd certainly slowed my fingers down. I shut my eyes and I prayed that I'd get through it all. There was a sudden gasp from the audience, and then it all went silent. I realised my playing wasn't perhaps up to what it should be, but I didn't think it was that bad. I opened my eyes fearfully to discover everyone in the audience, their eyes trained on the spot to my right. I turned round and all I could see were 2 feet dangling off the back of the stage. The feet of the near 80-year-old Farquhar McRae, who had, inspired by my own stage invasion, decided to join me and Alistair, and he got himself so excited with the music that he rocked his chair off the back of the stage. There was obvious concern in the audience, apart from one lone voice in the crowd, his loving wife Hetty, who called, "Ah, don't worry about him, he's always doing that." So that's really my enduring memory of the Scots Fiddle Festival in those early years. It was so exciting, slightly mental, but absolutely great fun. The sessions, the dances, the recitals, and the chance to meet old and new friends. It's amazing to see the young Katrina MacDonald, John McCusker, and of course, the sadly departed Angus Grant. I actually remember hosting that concert, and whilst a few of us were decidedly nervous, Angus was just the picture of calm. The amazing thing about the festival has been its ability to highlight the rising stars of the music whilst recognising those that have kept the tradition going, such as the famous left-handed fiddler Angus Grant here in 2002. 2003, the festival was branching out. The truly inspirational Jerry Holland came over from Cape Breton, and from Northumberland, piper and fiddler Catherine Tickell graced the stage. Wolfstone there with some of the most unusual background graphics I think anyone had seen at the festival. As I said earlier, the festival was a great event for promoting new talent, and in 2004, probably the youngest musician to have performed at the festival took to the stage. Young Graham Mackenzie from Inverness, with his mother Alison on piano, and alongside him that year were Chris Stout and Session 9. 2005 was a memorable festival for Blazing Fiddles. We'd been on tour around England and were to finish off in style in Edinburgh. And it was all planned. We leave the van at Luton, fly to Edinburgh, giving ourselves plenty of time for the sound check and get ourselves into the zone for the gig. Unfortunately, someone had taken the seats out of the hired van in Inverness, and the hire company were going to charge a small fortune for the return of the vehicle without the seats. So, whilst 5/7 of the band boarded the flight north, Andy Thorburn and myself drove, or should that be careered north, reaching the doors of the venue just minutes before the band were due on stage. Not ideal, but we had a great time nevertheless. 2007, and anyone who was there that year will remember the Campbells from Ireland, from Donegal. That's what the festival was so good for, discovering traditions and celebrating them on a grand stage.
Like most, if not all, musical events, it brings together people, in a very positive way. I can't think of anything really worldwide that is so consistently good at getting people together as music.
Heartwarming for me to see all these young people playing the fiddle, and the fiddle now it's never been in such a strong position since the time of Gow. I don't think it's wonderful. This is one of the great things that happened, and here in the historical assembly rooms where Nathaniel Gow and his father Neil played the Irish boys that played last night. I was telling them, Nathaniel Gow played up on the very stage you were playing, and they were, that's fantastic,
2008, we saw the mighty Orcadian invasion, led by Douglas Montgomery and the Chair. 2009, we saw the arrival of Ali and Phil. Ali Bain and Phil Cunningham, two of the nation's favourite musicians. Also there that year were Jock Tamson's Bairns and the sadly missed Derek Hoy, with Anna Wendy Stevenson taking the place of another fiddle legend, Ian Hardy. 2011 and the festival moved venue to the Queen's Hall, but that certainly didn't detract from the quality on show. Frigg arrived in 2013 and made some impression, with one reviewer describing their sound as like blazing fiddles on steroids. Well, I think I'd agree with that. Quite amazing. Both the Queen's Hall and Summer Hall were used in the year 2015 to help accommodate the incredible range of workshops, concerts, youth gatherings and performances. Music is there, of course, for dancing to, and that's certainly what the Pink Caitland Ceilidh Band got everyone doing. Wouldn't it be great to get dancing again? I'm sure we will sometime soon.
There's people that are professional, there's amateurs and people that are just beginning, but they can just all mix in and enjoy music.
As important as the performances have been over the years, it's the rich and varied range of classes and workshops that help to carry the stream of music forward. They are truly the bedrock of the weekend.
The way that becomes a minor chord is when you lower that third, so that extra.
Throughout the festival we have all different events, from talks and book launches, workshops, recitals as well, so there's something for everyone. So it's a real kind of community festival spirit where everyone's equal and just having a good time, and I think that's really key to the Fiddle Festival's kind of ethos.
25 incredible years packed with music, dance and friendship. In the words of Rabbi Burns himself, "Oh, Willie, come sell your fiddle so fine. Oh, Willie, come sell your fiddle and buy a pint of wine. If I should sell my fiddle, the world would think I was mad. For many a ranting day my fiddle and I hae had." No truer words ever spoken. Of course, the festival wouldn't happen if it weren't for the hours and the efforts of the volunteers and the committee. This year, the committee comprised of Malcolm Gillis, the chair, Rosie Munro, the artistic director, Katie Dexier, the treasurer, Elaine Appleby, Sarah Brown, Fiona Campbell, Marion Levesque, Dougal MacArthur, Donald Murray and Moira Weitzen. We'd also like to welcome Gina Leslie as the new artistic director, taking this fabulous festival into its 25th year.
Thank you so much for all tuning in to the online documentary. We hope you all really loved it. We're just jumping on to say a quick hello. My name is Rosie Munro and I have been the artistic director for the past 4 years, and it's been such an amazing opportunity. So thank you all for coming along to the festivals and supporting us, and big thanks to the committee. They've been an absolute joy to work with, and yeah, all their hard work. Thank you so much. But yeah, we thought this would be a great opportunity for you all to meet the brand new artistic director, Gina Leslie, who will be taking over from me. So she's been helping put together the online festival, and it's been great fun to have her on board for the last few months. So yeah, Gina, do you want to say hello and tell us a wee bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So hello everyone, lovely to virtually meet you all. First of all, massive thank you, Rosie. I know you've had a great 4 years and it's been so much fun, but a lot of work as well, and I've got some big shoes to fill. So yeah, that's going to be interesting, but I'm looking forward to the challenge anyway, especially in COVID times. But yeah, so my name, like Rosie said, is Gina Leslie. I come from the Orkney Islands, and yeah, I am in a band called Farah, and at the moment home in Orkney, but still have a place down in Glasgow. So maybe when it's quieting down with all this crazy COVID, I'll get back onto the mainland. But yeah, really looking forward to the opportunity with Scottish Fiddle Festival, and hopefully we'll be bringing some good festivals your way in the future.
Oh, it's so exciting to have you on board, and yeah, I can't wait to see where you take the festival next. So all the best of luck, and I will definitely be in the crowd next year.
No pressure.
Yeah.
No pressure.
Oh no, that's brilliant. Really, really glad to have you on board. So yeah, the festival continues tomorrow. We've got an amazing selection of fiddle players performing music for you all. The video will be premiering on Facebook and YouTube at 7 p.m. So do not miss that. And also on Sunday, we have some free workshops with Adam Sutherland. They'll be premiering at 10 a.m. and 4 p.m, but they will be available after, so don't worry if you can't make those exact times. But yeah, enjoy the rest of the festival, and thanks so much for tuning in.
Thanks for all of you for watching and supporting this festival. Remember to tune in tomorrow to catch special footage from artists including Patsy Reed, John McCusker and Katrina MacDonald. Hope to see you all next year. The dates are the 19th to the 21st of November 2021.